approaching that time of the year when many cow-calf operations in the plains will be weaning the calves, and some of them may be weaning the calves rather soon because they're trying to meet the requirements for some of the value-added calf sales. Most of the value-added calf sales require that the calves have been weaned 45 days prior to sale date. And some producers may think, man, that seems like a long period of time. Why do we have to wait that long or have the calves weaned that long before we're sending them off to the sale? Well, there's data that comes from Iowa State University a number of years ago that I think really does a good job of answering that question. You see, they looked at over 2,000 calves, half of which had been weaned less than 30 days before being shipped, and the other half being weaned longer than 30 days before being put through to the feedlot or to the stocker operation where they eventually would be grown out. Those calves that had been weaned longer than 30 days had less than half as much respiratory disease as did their counterparts that were weaned shorter. In fact, the numbers look like this. About 13% of the calves that had been weaned longer than 30 days were found to have BRD, or bovine respiratory disease, as they got to the feedlot. Those that were weaned at a shorter period of time, 28% of them came down with some kind of respiratory disease. And perhaps just as importantly was the fact that of the calves that got sick, those that had been weaned a short period of time, less than 30 days, 6% of those calves were treated 3 or more times to get over the disease, whereas in the case of the calves that had been weaned a much longer period of time before being shipped, only 1% of those calves were treated 3 or more times. So if you're in the situation where you're out buying calves to go on wheat pasture or go into a feedlot, you're going to be very interested in those calves that have less of a disease likelihood to show up on your operation. And you're going to be willing to pay a few more dollars for those calves that have been weaned a longer period of time to avoid those treatment costs. If you're on the cow-calf side of this operation, then you certainly want to be involved in some of these value-added calf sales, have those calves weaned and vaccinated at least 45 days prior to sale date. And I think you'll see that the premiums that we're receiving at these value-added calf sales are worth the time, the effort, and the expense that you put into these calves over 45 days. Hey, we look forward to visiting with you again next week on Sunup's Cow-Calf Corner.